What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, and this is Hire Bunch of Fire Bunches. My name is Rom, and I believe this is episode second for this channel. Let's see. Oh, hopefully, you guys can see me now. What's up, guys? Hey, I have a lot to talk about this episode because this is second one. So I'm trying to slow down a bit so that everybody can digest um, about my experiences in job application and also um, on well, I'm not gonna spoil the party, but basically something that I will share about with you guys for today's episode. So what's that? And we'll find out. Let's see. It pops this up. Can you guys still see me? All right. Okay, here we go. So, today, what am I gonna talk about? Ah, yes, that's the unemployment experience that I have. Um, I did have a lot of experience of getting jobs, getting through interviews, different kinds of interviews, but the most impressive or the most impacting, effective one is the time that I spent with no jobs. Oops, sorry. So what happened actually? Well, let's roll back a little bit to my previous episode that I was talking about how I ended up with being working for different employers and different jobs. It all started when it was about 2014, when basically almost all the um, I would say heavy industry people was impacted or affected by the oil price crash, and that was really brutal. And I was basically nothing. I tried a lot of methods and nothing really works out. So that's how I ended up, just basically kicking everything's in front of me and just unleashing what I was feel about whatever I was feeling about. Yeah, that's I mean, but yep. So more details. As you can see, guys, I have this a little charts that I found out back in 2015. It's pretty much all the the big names in oil and gas field or oil and gas fields that you can think about. You got Schlumberger, Baker Hughes, Hewlett-Burton probably it's pretty famous international wise. I think Caterpillar also. They're doing some heavy industry equipment for this field. Um, I'm not sure about Qualcomm and American Express, but they did a lot of layoff. And I think Chase Bank did layout too. Yeah, Weatherford. Yeah, I did. I actually had a um, back to my first job. My former co-worker actually he jumped to Weatherford from the company that I worked for my first job, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure he was laid off, and yeah, you got Hildebrand's another one. So only for Schlumberger and Hildebrand, they already laid off 20,000, 8,000. No, that was like, man, 20 plus 10, 30,000 in 2015, single year. Two of the most well-known international oil and gas companies already laid off 30,000 people. I mean, hey, just think about it. What about the other companies, right? That's how I feel. So Next to it, it was a dude picture that I found on a copyrighted website, and I believe I already had a copyright for it right here. And this is a real story that I heard when I was also in my unemployment period. I'll just abbreviate DL. This guy, Mr. DL, he was 26, pretty much about my age back then, allegedly, who got laid off from the same industry for oil and gas. Um, Oil and gas, probably chemical as well, and maybe a little bit operation stuff. I'm not sure, but this news that I heard. Um, so yeah, he was trying to dodge this cold period and or frozen hiring periods, and he went back to school for some, I guess, master degrees in petroleum engineering. And yeah, that was it. He probably spent 2 other years back to school, maybe took some loans from bank or financial institute, and just go with it, right? Just go with it. Um, I mean, what could you do? Even though I guess during his period, his time doing the master degree, I don't think he was actually stop looking for job. I guess that's why he was right there outside of the, I don't know what it is, NAP or National Associate of Petroleum Engineers, something like that, in Houston and looking for jobs. Well, hopefully he got something. But yeah, when you were under the pressure stress that you unemployed, like what I had, um, I think the most important thing, the main thing, the major stuff you would uh, you would focus on is survival. I'm gonna share some of the tips or and also story that I have for this survival. How did I survive? How did I survive? It wasn't a, I would say, I would say it wasn't a coincidence, and it wasn't also a loner behavior. It's gotta involve some help. You need to know how to look for help and whom that you look for help with. But let's first see this interesting slide that I got. I think this guy was from UK or somewhere in Europe, because you can tell that's not a you know that's not a US dollar sign, right? Let's see right there. Oops, sorry, right there. That's not a US dollar sign. So yeah, I I wouldn't really recommend this, because if it was really your last 500 pounds or $500, um, I would be able to do something else in order to survive or in order to get you a new job, right? But I mean, this guy's really he's trying to shuffle the, what do you call that? Gambling. Um, but the backstory was that he actually did get another job. I don't know what it was, because this website that provided the picture didn't tell me that. Um, but it might be something you can look for, especially if you live in, mm, I wouldn't say metropolism, metropolis area. Maybe something in, like suburb, where a lot of people driving, going on and going off work, but did have the sight of vision to see a board like this. Yeah, you can just pull up above the highway or somewhere between suburban and the downtown area, so that it's gonna be a lot of exposure. But I'm pretty sure for advertisement like that, it's gonna cost them more than $500. Probably gonna be more than $1,000 for one specific period of time. It's not gonna be over there permanently or forever, right? So that tracked back to my previous topic. So how did you guys survive? I would say three F's would be the person or the people, a group of people that can help you. So the first F is definitely your families. Um, yeah, I actually have something to talk about with my family in the next topic, or the next topic. But yeah, the family will be the one who I would say might, or highly likely to lend their hands to help you uh, with almost low cost or even no cost. And the second half will be your friends who who knows you well, and probably your homies or somebody homeboys, as the brother quote unquote says, and your besties, best friend forever, something like that. Um, because they're close to you, they always know where you are. They did have their faith on your credits rather than just strangers. Your professional networks, well, your professional network do got some credits on you, trust you a little bit, but your families and friends, they definitely be playing majority or the significant parts during your hard time of unemployment. And the third one, I call it foods. Um, it's not gonna be a specific somebody. It's just the group of people that trust you like blindly, but don't belong to the first groups of people. Um, I would say it could be your teacher, your professor, or I say maybe some of your former coworker when you were still working with them. And yeah, your professional network, some strangers on your professional network, like somebody knows somebody, that kind of person. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did have experience on those people. I can tell you a little bit later on. So yeah, those are kind of people that you can go up with for some help. And this, like I said, what they can offer you is, of course, some financial support, money, mental support, and professional networking that can probably lead you through the door to your next job, or even lead you to the next person that can help you land on your next job. And yeah, and of course, some luck. Yeah, that's what I have had in my previous hard times when I was unemployed. So let's see. The next one I'll be talking about my family. Yes. Um, as one of the group people in the three Fs, which is gonna help you help you with majority part of your hard time. Yeah, your family is definitely important. Um, what I had was um, during my unemployment time, my family actually, they just giving me money. I don't want to say the specific number or the exact number of the money they gave me for, to support me, but it was a lot. And plus my college education, they supported me on that and didn't ask me for anything back. So that's really something. But well, somebody would say, "Oh, don't you feel like you own them something, or are you owing them something?" Yes, at least mentally, yes. But I consider that part of the motivation for me to help me strive through this hard time when I was unemployed. And yes, so I use that as a motivation to get me quickly to land on my next job. But on the other hand, besides the financial support, they also, I have this data that, according to this, I think it's a magazine, 85% of jobs are filled through networking. So, I know a lot of people that they choose the major, they choose the undergraduate program or education program by um, effectiveness through their family. It could be your dad or a scientist, or your dads are, or your parents are both scholars, engineers, or somebody like that, so that you would be highly likely to do the same program or the same major that they did. Well, it might be a very bad decision that you made when you first time got into the college. Hey, but when you graduated with a similar program that your parents did, and if also they use that degree, the similar degree that you are doing or you're going to graduate with, for their career, hey, when you graduate, after you graduate, your parents would be the first professional network that you can get some help with, or even get some tips, or even get some internship with, right? So that's what I had a little bit. So I my first ever job was actually helped by one of my family members, and he was actually throwing my resume um, to this president of this mid-sized company, and I just grasped that opportunity, and I had an interview, and they also asked me to do a little write-ups, like a research paper for their company. So I did it, and I got the job. But look, without that family member's help, I wouldn't be able to even knock the door of the company. So the similar things happened during my unemployment. I would say grace period. I asked around the family member. They did give me some name, although the uh, the end game wasn't pretty good, but I did have a chance to interview a few companies through their network, and most importantly, through those interview with those companies, I did gain experiences, and also the feeling and the sense of doing professional interviews. So that's about the family support. So what did I basically do during my underemployment period? Yep, I got this three revenue um, to help me getting through, and also getting succeeded while during this hard time. So first, I have this friend who was working for a restaurant next to my college. Yeah. By the way, when I was underemployed by a company who was actually located in the town my college was. So yeah, I was pretty much unemployed, but next to my college, living around my college. So I went up to this friend of mine who was working for back then for this restaurant, and I say, "Hey, look, man, I wasn't a I couldn't I can't be able to work for you and getting salary, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't wanna pay me as well, because I'm not a I'm not an employee, but I can help you guys to get return with something else." And he just spoke with the manager of the restaurant, and he got a permission that I could be able to stay with them, help them a little bit just for lunchtime, when all kinds of students and also the professional who was working around the area uh, pour all the way down to the gate of the restaurant and trying to get a seat for their lunches. And after that, as a return, I don't get a paycheck. I didn't get a paycheck, but they are, they just allow to allow me to have a free lunch or free meals. So by doing that, one thing I can get to know more people, especially the professionals working around the area. And I I don't recall if I got an interview through that avenue, but yes, I did meet different people from different industry and different professional. At the meantime, I get free meals. I took off some burdens from my shoulder and also, of course, from my family's shoulder for my, daily living expenses. But in the meantime, I can get networking with somebody. Um, and, after I do my daily job huntings and also helping with the restaurant, I went to the gym to, keep healthy, keep in shape, keep my mind clear, make sure my mind is not, you know, my urge of getting a job as soon as possible didn't really kill my mind. And finally, the thing that I did as my daily routine was, just keep grinding, keep keep looking for my next opportunities, um, doing inner informational interview with people who's working for the company that I want to work with, and keep revising my resumes, updating my profile, and applying for jobs and getting interviews. But for more details about how I got to do it, how I did it, I will I will keep you guys updates in the next few episodes. However, things wasn't going smoothly as I expected, and something actually happened. What it was yes, there was supports and there was also betrayal. Um, I don't think it was one of my family member. No, it was none of my family member who turned their back on me. Yeah, but sure, when you asking somebody's favor, especially financial support, there would be obstacles. People got emotional. People got question you about. Okay, so basically, they will question you why you never talked to them, and when you were on your high. But just like old saying goes, when you're low, you start speaking to them, and they're not gonna take in that crap. So that kind of betrayal, I didn't count that because that's basically normal human nature. But what I'm gonna talk about betrayal was actually, I would say, it's a backyard fire. I think it's one of foreign old saying, backyard fire. So your backyard was getting fired, and that's how it was. Yes, it was about my own marriage and divorce. I wouldn't say it's divorce, but I had a long-term girlfriend that I had engaged for I would say for 2 years, and those 2 years were actually during my unemployment period. But it just didn't go well. We had ups and downs during those times, but at the end of the day, I just got called off for my engagement, and she and her family you know, just couldn't take it. Say, yeah, yeah, just didn't go well, and one of the complaints, it's pretty normal. Yeah, you couldn't get a job for this long period of time. Um, we wouldn't be able to trust you that you can take care of my daughters or blah blah blah, something like that. Well, I'm not gonna complain about it, but if you look at this chart, in the past few decades, the marriage rate in the U.S. Actually, one of the things I'm gonna show you guys is the divorce rate was decreasing, of course. Well, but the marriage rate was decreasing more. That means it's either people are getting divorced, well, they're not getting married anymore. And it also means that more and more people are choosing to stay single. Um, but for my case, I was part of the statistic that I was getting called off on the engagement, and parlay with that is, yeah, I'm not getting married. And the reason was obvious, as per my mother-in-law in the future saying, I wouldn't be able to get a job. I wouldn't be able to secure my former fiance um, the needs, so that they would like to. Well, actually, they did call off the engagement. Um, it was tough crap at first few weeks, and I was being notified while I was preparing for another phone interview. I can talk about it later chat episode, about how that interview went, or goes. But yeah, that was just how ironic it was back then for the situation. But hey, been there, done that. So that's experience that I had, and nobody can steal it, as they did for my ex-fiance. Whoops, allegedly. Well, how does it feel, or how was it? Well, it's tough-ish. It's tough crap, but life goes on. At the end of end of the game, or at the end of the road, the outcome was obvious. I got employed, and um, there wasn't nothing happier about that. But what it was more important or more significant to me was the process. I learned how to manage risk. So the risk of being unemployed, unfortunately, fortunately, that I had, the risk of being betrayed that I had, and also the risk of being losing some family members' trust, and the trust from friends. I'm not sure about trust of fools, because fools will be always be fools, but quote unquote. But yeah, there will be person or people in your life that be willing to help you blindly. What we gonna do with them? You keep their help in mind, and at the right time, at the right point, you will help them back. Otherwise, hey, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get damned. Allegedly. And the next thing that I learned, networking skills. Um, I think this is for somebody who is kind of shy, grown up shy. I was grown up shy because um, I like computer games, video games when I was young. So basically, I was just living in my own world with games and enemies and comics, all that stuff. But during this hard time of my unemployment, I was initially forced to talk to some strangers. And then when I had the opportunity helping my friends at the restaurant, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed to talk to new people, strangers, share my experience, my stories, and learn their experience. And in order to find connections with each other, and moving forward with my urge, my request to look for helps, and it got helps. So, and of course, risk management, including hazard control, um, about all that stuff. And yeah, this control including self-finance, how to get help from other people's, and self-controls. So um, things like when you are employed, you probably have some budget, right? You want to spend on something daily, monthly, annually. But when you're unemployed, you need to know how to control those things. I'm gonna share those things, later episodes for sure. But for like a basic overview for my unemployment period, yeah, this is all I have. Um, so probably I would say 60% of time is not a good experience. Hey, what you can do, right? But most likely, when I look back, I think those hard times when I had unemployment, the downs of the ups and downs period, I like myself back then because I was more focused, I was more undefeated, I was more socialized, and also I was more, I wouldn't say sensitive, I would say, hmm, let's say sensitive to all kinds of information that I can sense the opportunity out of it. Um, so yeah, this is basically what gonna share. I was sharing with you guys about um, a one period of time that I had unemployment and how I overcome it. So yeah, so if this is something that help you, please like and subscribe and share and comment. It will be more episode along the way, but I'm gonna um, make sure I'll share all my excuse me, the experience that I have to you guys so that you will find it valuable when you were on your down terms looking for jobs, or even you don't feel well when you were on your unemployment period. So please like I said, like, subscribe, and share. And this is Rom. This is your helpful channel, valuable channel for your employment job applications and interviews. My name is Rom, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace out.